Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or are watching this channel for the very first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform we talk about everyday issues and we try to find logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic. For that reason, it is called uncommon sense. I just want to let everyone know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. And I just want to give say thank you very much. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who watch my content on a regular basis. Okay. And I thank all those who have allowed me to enter into your devices. I just want to let everybody know that, again, tonight, I have enabled the function where if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you need to be a subscriber. Okay. Now, the reason why I am doing this, um, it's two reasons. First of all, unfortunately, lately, I have been dealing with trolls entering inappropriate comments in the chat. So to try to reduce that, I'm enable this function. Okay. Also, it's another way to get more subs. So I'm going to ask all of you, if you have not done so, please subscribe, like, and hit the bell notification to all. So therefore, whenever I do go live, you will have the opportunity to either watch it live or catch it on the playback. Now, tonight, we're going to have what's called open discussion. So basically, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be discussing some general topics which I've been thinking about. However, everybody is more than welcome to enter their comments in the chat. I also, if you have a topic that you want us to discuss, by all means, we can discuss it as well. So I see perhaps most of the people will be catching this on the playback, which is perfectly fine. So now what I'm going to do is, without delay, I'm going to get into the first thing that we should talk about, which is the expansion of YouTube creators. Now, within the last year or two, we have had a large number of people who decided to create their own channels. Of course, they have channels with different types of genre and a different types of audience. Of course, on my side of the YouTube streets, we have YouTube creators who've been in existence for a considerable length of time. So people such as the Radical Latino Show, also Christina with her channel, Brotap with his channels, even though he has not been present for several months. Perhaps he'll produce material and then he will give an explanation why. And I see here we have a comment from MK. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for stopping by. And please hit that like button, okay? It doesn't cost you anything, and it does help my algorithm. Okay, which brings up, and of course we have True Teacher, who who has his YouTube channel for a few years, and now also we have other YouTube creators who came in the scene starting last year. Of course, many of us is familiar with. Thank you. Okay. Of course, many of us is familiar with Math Explaining with Denise Gonzalez. She is a very articulate and intelligent individual that have discussed multiple subjects. Okay, and she has had a successful YouTube channel. Right now, I'm sure, she's not producing frequently. I'm sure that, she will appear on these YouTube strips again, and then she will provide quality content for her fans whenever she is available. Okay. We also have another person that became a YouTube creator, basically myself. I became a serious YouTube creator a year ago. And actually, and I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Um, it was Denise that gave me the inspiration to have my own YouTube channel. And then we have other YouTube creators that came in later on to the scene. Of course, we have the introvert Boricua, who has produced a few videos, mainly in the area of self protection. We also have Morena with her channel, uh, and she has a very engaging audience, and she talks about multiple topics. Okay. And of course, we have the persons of Puerto Rican. Oh, okay. Oh, gee, MK, didn't know what's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. May the good Lord preserve you and give you many years of health. Thank you very much, Puerto Rican, for stepping by. And of course, unfortunately, she cannot appear on the platform for situations regarding her job, which is perfectly understandable. Okay. So we have the 18th letter. Oh, so we also have the 18th letter, Rakim, who has produced a couple of videos as well. Okay. And then also we have another group of YouTube creators from what's known as the Golden Spear. Um, so we had people who have platforms such as GG, Golden Goddess, multiracial movement, Angry Biracial, Magic Mulata, James Maps. There's a few others which unfortunately I don't recall off the top of my head, but there are many. So throughout the year, this past 2 years, we had many people who have stepped forward to provide their talents as YouTube creators. You're welcome. Okay. Now we're going to go into the next topic, which is, for some people, it is a sign of dread, which is the end of summer, because this is, we are soon approaching the end of summer, which means that for those of you who have children, it's time to send the children back to school. And for those of us who don't have children, we're going to be thinking about the upcoming holidays, like for those of you who observe Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, and what have you. And sometimes people can be a little depressed because as the days get shorter, you'll okay. You're welcome. As the days get shorter, some people get depressed because there's more darkness than sunlight. So now we're going to go into the next topic, which is the current state of social media. How to begin to talk about this? When you get into social media such as Facebook, uh, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and what have you, you have a little bit of everything. You have some creative moments, and unfortunately, you have some drama. Okay? And one thing we all have to bear in mind is YouTube creators. Okay, we cannot take it too seriously. Okay? It's social media. Social media is not here for us to try to get treated as for therapy. It's not here for us for hookup. It is for recreation. Okay, which means fun. And there are multiple types of YouTube creators out there, multiple genre, multiple forms of creators. There's those who are into sports. There are those who are into theater. There's those that are into wretchedness. There are those that are into romance and what have you. So let's try to bear that in mind. And of course, from time to time, there's going to be drama, and a lot of it is drama that is not needed. But just bear in mind, it's meant to be fun, and we'll do fine. Now, I'm going to talk about what is the current status regarding my channel, which is Uncommon Sense. Now, for the whole month of August, I have made a concerted effort to try to reach out to the ladies in the audience as far as items to discuss, because I am trying to seek their input. I have also requested if anyone has a topic, that's related to that the ladies can relate to please hit me up in my IG. So far, only one person has hit me up, and supposedly to be a friend, but I think it was more like for a hookup. I'm sorry, I don't use my social media for those purposes. Okay. So what I'm going to do is the following. I have female moderators. So what I'm going to do is, going forward, I'm going to, communicate with them, ask them for their input regarding what topics I should discuss, because I do value your input, ladies. And sometimes you help us to see things that we can never see. So we do need you. So I do need your perspective. Now, another thing, going forward, all my English-speaking live streams, I will put in the function where if you wish to enter a comment, you need to be a subscriber. That is my attempt to try to reduce the exposure of the trolls. Okay, I don't have a problem with trolls, as long as they keep it humorous and respectful. Sometimes they do go over the line. And to be perfectly honest, if you're going to come to my platform and you're going to pay, you're going to view it, I would appreciate it if you subscribe. It's not going to cost you anything to do so, okay? And If you really want me to continue to produce content, subscribe to my channel. Now, when I do my streams in Spanish, it's going to be a different story. I'm not going to enable the function because, to be perfectly honest, most of the trolls are English speaking. Okay. And of course, next week, I'm going to have a two-part series where I'm going to be talking about in Spanish what we can learn among our community. So the first part will be what us mainline um, Latinos, what can we learn from our our relatives who live who born outside the U.S. And the second part will be for us to share what we can educate to them. Because the reason why is that for many of us, we do not understand each other. And unfortunately, we have certain assumptions being made in regards to our community. So it's going to be an attempt to try to create some sort of an understanding. And hopefully, we can at least, in our own little way, create that goal. Now, I'm going to say a few words in Spanish regarding next week. En la próxima semana vamos a tener una serie sobre que nosotros podamos aprender sobre nosotros, los latinos. La primera parte vamos a aprender sobre los latinos que nacieron afuera de los Estados Unidos. Y la segunda parte será que nosotros, los latinos que nacieron aquí en los Estados Unidos, que nosotros podamos enseñar a ellos. Y el motivo por eso es que sinceramente no entendemos entre nosotros. Y hay veces hay conflictos entre nosotros. Y uno de los problemas es que nosotros no entendemos. Nosotros que somos parte de la diáspora latina, o sea, que nacieron aquí en los Estados Unidos, no entendemos sobre los latinos que nacieron afuera. Y ellos no entienden a nosotros tampoco. Por esa razón, vamos a tener esa serie para entender más mejor. Y quizás cuando hay conflictos que afectan a nuestros grupos, nosotros podamos unir. So let's go. So that's the reason for the two-part series. And I'm going to be going back to a regular Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday schedule. Okay. So just to let everybody know, Tuesdays and Thursdays will be 8 o'clock. Friday, it may be 6:30, 7 o'clock, depending on the situation. However, once later in the year, I might push it back to, say, 9 o'clock during the week. That will depend how the situation goes. Okay. So now we're going to go into the next thing, which is an identity crisis, which is why are we having an identity crisis? Part of it is that there are people that don't understand or fully appreciate who they are. And we can see that in social media, where you have certain individuals that aspire to identify with certain groups and what have you. And of course, it all stems from the fact that we all want to belong. But before we can belong to a group, we have to learn to love ourselves. Okay? Because if we don't love ourselves, we're not going to love anybody. Okay? Now I'm going to talk about this is a quote which came. I'm going to speak about it, but I'm going to share to you what is the quote. Neither underestimate an enemy nor overestimate an ally. Now, let me explain to you what is the meaning about it. And actually, the first time I came across this quotation came from a British miniseries that was popular in the early 2000s called Hornblower. Now, this was a fictional tale of a man called Horatio Hornblower. He was the son of a doctor who became a midshipman in the British Navy. And what this miniseries is about is his life story, first as a midshipman, then as an officer, then as a captain in the British Navy. Now, in one of the stories about this miniseries, there was a tale called The Frogs and the Lobsters. And in this story, it's a fictional tale where a French general um, devised a plan to return to France during the Napoleonic Wars with the purpose of restoring King Louis to the throne and returning France to a monarchy. Unfortunately, the enemy got a copy of the plans. So, what was this French general's plan? Was to land in France, and I see here we have the presence of the introvert Burica. Good evening, sir. How are you doing tonight? What I'll do is I will drop the link again if you wish to join the panel. And if you have anything that's on your mind, by all means, you can do so. Tonight is not going to be a backstage because I understand that the introvert has is going to do a live tonight. So I just want to make sure that we end the stream with enough time so I can and all those who are part of my audience can support our fellow Boricua. So this French, what's left of the Royal French Army lands in France. And then one day there was a British major that was speaking to Hornblower. And then he shared with him this quotation, which was, never underestimate an enemy, nor overestimate an ally. And this is how I interpret it. We must be mindful of those who, for whatever reason, does not um, wish us well, and we must be ever vigilant in regards to these people, and to make sure that no one takes advantage of us, no one harms us in any way, shape, or form. Also, in the meanwhile, while we have friends, which are allies, we should not overly depend on them, okay? Because when you are dependent on a person, no matter how good the person is, no matter how noble the person is, no matter how upright the person is, that person will fail eventually. So, for that reason, we have the quote, never underestimate an enemy. nor overestimate an ally. Okay. That's one of my favorite quotes, and I always try to remember it and keep it in mind to help me to keep things in perspective. Okay. Now we're going to deal with another topic which can be kind of touching: how to deal with the haters. Okay. The reality is this: every YouTube creator, no matter how big nor small, sooner or later, they're going to have to deal with people who do not like their channel or they do not like their content for multiple reasons. And then sometimes these haters try to make their presence felt and try to say nasty things to the creator, say nasty things to the guests. Okay. Now the question is why the haters are present. I'm going to give you my perspective. And again, it is my perspective, nobody, no one else's but mine. Some of the reasons why they are haters is that there's a certain amount of jealousy for whatever reason. And that jealousy stems from the fact that you have an audience. Every YouTube creator, no matter how big or small, strive to have an audience. Now, it could be a small audience, it could be a large audience, but nevertheless, um, each YouTube creator strive to have an audience, to share their views, also share their wisdom, also to interact as well. And when a YouTube creator, and I see we have a guest. So before I let the guest in, I'm going to state the disclaimer. The views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those of the host nor the channel. Any attempt to copy the material without the permission of the host or the channel is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your right to the images to right to the image. Some of the views that people might hold may be considered offensive to others. If you do not like the channel, you can block. If you like the content, you do not like the content, you can block the channel. And let's bring in. Sorry. Good evening. Oh boy.
Hello.
Come on. Okay. Just give me a moment. Oh boy. Just give me a moment, Ramon. Okay. Okay, I may have to refresh the. Come on. Okay. Good evening. Okay, I apologize.
Hello, hello. Hey. As you can see, I'm not the host here. Hey, Jose. Oh, hey, you went out, you went away. So Don Jose is fixing up an issue. He'll be right with us. Until then, anybody that's listening, it's all under control. Technical issue. Hmm. Find that interesting. Don Jose, you might need to kind of like restart something on your end because I think this is gonna keep happening. I don't know what's up. Can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Maybe you were saying something. Okay, okay, I hear some
Hello?
rustling. Yes. Yeah, I hear kind of like some rustling. I can't really hear you.
Hello?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'm here. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Don Jose, I thought that you had that fixed. I understand that you had some service done. I thought that was already solved. Can you hear me? Okay. That seems to be persisting. Okay. Yeah. No, I can't hear him either. I don't know what's up. guys, I don't want to ignore the whole thing with Jose. This is his platform, but something that he was mentioning is that I'm planning on do a live stream right after this one. I'm gonna be touching on a specific subject, as particularly this is gonna be of interest to the ladies. If you can hear me, it's gonna be about the whole thing about emotional intelligence in men. This is something that I really need to have the latest input on this one. That's gonna be the subject. I would like to talk about that because it seems like there is this thing about um it seems like it's being used as a bit of a put down because there are several synonyms to the whole emotional intelligence thing and how we men are bad at it. Now, I'm not saying that we don't have any issues with it, but it's being used as a bit of a put down. Maybe I'm the only one who sees that. But I would like to, if I'm wrong about it, then I would like to hear what others have to say about that. What's going on, 8th letter? What's happening? Shout out to you. Also to MK, that I see you on the chat. I hope you and our girl Denise, you guys are doing fine. Here I'm just waiting for Don Jose to come back because he seems to be having golden. What time is it? What time is it? Well, you see, I have a plan for about say
Hello?
for about 8 Central. That will be 9 Eastern time. But it depends on how long are we gonna stay here on Jose's platform. Don Jose, you were saying? Can you hear me? He seems to be having an issue still. Hey, I see you, Puerto Rican, in the chat. What's going on? I don't know what's going on with Don Jose. If you can hear me, Don Jose, that it might be necessary for you to restart the stream. I mean, if you're gonna keep having an issue, maybe it will be better for you to restart it and kind of like put this one away. Yeah. It keeps cutting you off. It was cutting me off, and now it's cutting you off. I don't know what's happening with your setup. No, Don Jose, I strongly recommend that you don't insist. You see, it's not working. It's not working. You might want to. Are you there? Can you hear me now? You see, that's the thing. I
Yeah,
can't hear
I can
you.
hear you. Can you? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you now.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Hi. Good evening. How you doing, Ramon?
I'm doing okay. How about yourself, Don Jose? Because I see you're wrestling with your with your setup. I mean, I wonder what's going on with that because it gets difficult with you. And I know it's not the internet. You already had some service done when it comes to your internet connection, but it's being difficult right now. Like, what's up with that?
You know, I may have to upgrade the equipment.
Yeah, it could be something with your device. You're using a laptop. Maybe you can have the laptop checked out. I mean, because I've never seen that. The laptop itself cutting people out of a stream. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, but I can hear you now. There may be some kind of a delay, but I can hear you.
Yeah. Well, actually, the topic.
You're
Okay.
going in and out. You're going in and out. Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, tonight is open discussion.
Okay.
Hello, G. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I don't know if what device you are using, because there are people that try to use
hear me now?
StreamYard on their phones,
Okay.
and
You're going to be doing a
that's
stream
not
like
gonna do.
about 10:15, correct?
I'm gonna be doing something later, but it's my stream. I can do it if I have to do it later on. I can do it later on if necessary. So don't worry, don't worry. If there is something that you have to reset, fix, and restart, and if it's gonna take a little longer, then it's gonna take a little longer. I can do it later. So don't feel constrained, time constraints. So whatever it is that you have to do. That's fine. That's fine. I can go after you. Hello? Hello? Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. I still can hear you. Let's see. Keep happening. I don't know what's up. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. I see you. I see you on the panel, but I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You there, Don Jose?
Okay.
Maybe you can restart it. I mean, if it's giving you so much trouble,
Yeah.
maybe you can restart it.
So basically, like I said before, this is general. Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, but there seems to be a delay.
Okay. No, but you see the whole. Okay. The whole. See the whole. Okay. See, the whole point is okay. Oh boy.
There is a major delay.
So right now, I'm just trying to switch the devices because
You were saying, what, Jose?
I think I'm going to end this and just restart.
Okay, maybe it will be for the best. Restart everything. Restart your devices. Restart your laptop. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. It's just that there is a delay. There is a major delay. So yes, do restart everything. I'm putting something in the chat.
Yeah. Well, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes. But there is a delay. There is a major delay, it seems.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Oh, wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna switch to another. Okay. Well, I'm going to switch to another device. Hopefully that would resolve it.
Yeah, you have to take into account that there is Friday
Yeah,
afternoon. Yeah. Okay, shut down everything. Start a new one. Start a new one if you can hear me. That's what I would recommend.
Okay, you know what? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, maybe you wanna leave. You wanna leave studio on the other one. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. It's just that what I'm looking out for a delay. That's why I'm kind of like waiting to hear from you.
Okay, just
It might be a little better now.
okay. Okay,
Everybody
how's
who's
that?
listening, we're doing some troubleshooting here. That's all there is to it. I'm helping Don Jose do troubleshooting because it's acting up on the on his end. Yeah, but I can hear you.
Hello? Okay. First of all, I apologize for the technical difficulties. Um, but anyway, as I was going to say, so basically, we're just talking multiple topics. Now, if there's anything that you would like to talk about,
Well, right now, you kind of were saying something about the how I don't remember now. Sorry about that. I don't remember. But you were saying something about Europe and an emperor, something like that.
no, okay. Actually, I was sharing a quote, which was, "Neither underestimate an enemy nor overestimate an ally."
Ah, okay,
And
gotcha.
basically the whole meaning behind it is don't take for granted what someone who doesn't like you will try to do.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, don't be over dependent on a friend.
I see.
In
I
other
see.
words, try to be more self-reliant.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And I was just sharing where I got the quote from. It came from a short-lived British miniseries back about 20 years ago.
Mm, I see. I see.
Because because what happens is sometimes we over depend on people,
Mm-hmm.
and then we take for granted, some of the things that people who don't like us, what they might try to do. So it's just all it means is to remain vigilant and not be over dependent on others.
Okay, I see.
Okay. So so you have any thoughts about that quotation?
Well, unfortunately, it, there are there have been instances in the last few years in which I have been the one that has been dependent on, but I can't I can't depend on other people, and it's becoming kind of clearer and clearer, and that gives me some perspective as to the company I might keep or that I should keep, and uh, there are certain people that you just have to leave alone. There are certain people that you just have to keep making your way without them, um, because
Yeah.
it's not gonna do you much good. One tries to do well for others, but there are certain sayings that are only gonna keep us a bit too attached to other people that maybe don't deserve one to do things for them. Like one of those older expressions, el bien sin importar a quién, like do good for others, no matter who they are. But the thing is that you do for others, you do for others, you do for others. You don't get anything out of it. I have to be a little bit more selfish from what I have learned and start doing a little bit more for
Hmm.
myself. So I have to get something out of it. Sorry, but it's necessary. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to acknowledge that Gigi's in the chat, also the 18th letter. Thank you guys for for being in the chat, and thank you and thank all of you for your patience. It's just that I'm gonna need to have my equipment checked out them because I did increase speed of my internet service. Now, one thing I don't know if you noticed, Ramon, but now I'm using the function where if anyone wants to be a subscriber, okay. Now, the reason behind that is to try to reduce the exposure of the trolls. And if people are going to troll, at least they can be a subscriber.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
No, I understand that. I understand that. All right.
Yeah. And I see Gigi enter a comment. I continue to help others, and God pays it forward in blessings. I believe it too. But you know what? There are those who do not want your help. So the best thing you can do is just in that to leave them alone. You can offer the help, but when it gets to a point when it becomes a dependence, that's not a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Also, earlier I spoke about the fact that within the last 2 years, we have many people who have stepped forward to create their own platforms. You have been one of those who created a platform. Also, we have the 18th letter, my cyber son.
Yes. Yeah.
Denise.
Rakim, if you're listening, I mean, you need to do some more stuff. You need to do some more streams, eh? All right. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your perspective.
Yeah, well,
I know that you participate on others. Yeah.
I know, but sometimes it could be hard, particularly if you support multiple platforms. Okay.
Yes.
Also, let us not forget, Morena has her own channel, and of course, you have people from the Golden Spear, associated with the Golden Spear, that have their own YouTube channel. So there's been a large number of people who have stepped forward to create channels and produce quality content.
Right. That's right.
So, yeah. So, yes. And of course, I spoke about. But now, for some people, this is not a happy topic. The approaching the end of summer.
No, it's not a happy topic. Don't start with the weather. Don't start with the whole thing about the weather.
Okay, but I was not thinking. No, I was thinking about in terms of like, for example, those who have children are returning to school, and
yes,
and the
I'm sure that
shorter, the nights get. Go ahead.
I'll wait.
Okay, so and of course we have holidays coming up, so it's time for families and friends and what have you. And I see here that just up to the 18th letter. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. Thank you very much, Gigi. You have anything you wish to share?
You mean Golden? Yeah, Golden. If she has something, you could come up. I mean, the link is there.
Yeah, well, but then again, so remember, she might be. She has a stream later on tonight. I think on 10:15. So she might need time to prepare. What I will do is, okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. You guys, you go online at the same time. Yeah.
But you know what? But you know what's the crazy part is? It seems like tonight everyone has a stream going on. I mean,
I'm gonna get better.
You have a stream. Donna Mama has a stream.
Yes. But the thing is that I don't. I can't schedule around you guys' stream. I can't do that. I'm gonna do what I have to do. Whatever, whatever. I mean, as soon as we do this, I'm gonna do my little something. I may not be on for long. Yeah, I know, Golden.
Okay. Okay, and I see here we have Jojo Squadron in the chat. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for stopping by. He is a member of the Golden Spear, and he has participated on multiple platforms. Okay,
Right, right.
and he says Fridays are the best time for streams because people pop on.
Mm-hmm.
But you know something, Ramon. There's going to
Yes.
be times that you can't avoid conflicting with. I mean, at some point you just got to decide. You know what? Heck with it. I'm just going to do my stream. Whoever shows, and whoever doesn't can catch it on the playback.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's just that I was counting on having people come up to the panel so we can have the interaction. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you.
Well, don't worry. I'm not going to keep this stream going. I mean, I wasn't planning to keep this stream going, you know, too long. Maybe till about 8 o'clock or 8 latest.
Mm-hmm. No, no, but do your thing. Do your thing. I mean, keep it going.
No, but yeah, no, but in all fairness, this was not going to be like a 3 hour stream. If anything, it might be anywhere from 90 minutes to 2 hours, because this is and you know who else had a stream last night? Fighter.
Who? I saw a little something about that,
Fighter.
but yeah. I saw a little something about. I saw a little something of it. I don't know if you had a chance to join his panel, but I watched a little bit, but what they were talking about is not something that I knew much about because I mean nothing wrong with it, but they're talking about New York, things that have to do with New York that I don't know anything about, so and, I couldn't contribute anything, so which is fine.
Well, yeah. Well, the fact is that he does talk about certain things that I don't hop on. No disrespect, it's just that I don't know either. So I would rather just be an observer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was doing a little bit of observing myself.
Now,
so
would you like to share what you're going? Would you like platform later on?
Sure. What? I didn't hear.
In other words, what you're going to be discussing on your platform?
Well, I was mentioning when you were fixing when you were having the technical thing. I was mentioning that in the stream that I want to do, I want to touch on the term emotional intelligence because I'm noticing that lately, and for a little bit of while now, there are certain discussions in which there are certain type of women that like to hit men with the whole thing about us men not having emotional intelligence, and I want to hear more about that as to what exactly does that mean. What exactly is emotional intelligence? What exactly is that we're lacking so much when it comes to it? What exactly does it mean? So that's something that I would like to talk about, and I would like to have people join me. Maybe that is something that I'm missing because I have never heard of that until relatively recently. And that's something that I would like to talk to people because it is being used as a bit of a thing. It's kind of like a thing right now, but I don't want to get too much into that. Because I mean, this is your stream. I want to be able to talk about it myself. So I don't want to get too much into that, but that will be the subject. And I would
Okay.
like to for people to join me, you guys.
Okay. 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 See, Gigi, I accidentally deleted your comment. It wasn't intentional. It's just that I touched something and somehow it got deleted. So please don't get offended.
No, that's fine. That's fine. As if it was accidental, then it was accidental, and she understands. Hmm. Yeah.
No, I just wanted. Okay, I just wanted Gigi to understand. Deleted. So I just wanted to make sure that she understood.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So
It's
I
all
mean,
right. It's all right.
today doesn't seem to be my day.
Yeah. We all are gonna have those days in which but it's not gonna be so good for us. I mean, you have seen it that it doesn't work so well for me. But one can learn from it. That's the important thing. In a bad day, not so good days, we learn. We learn about those days when it doesn't work that great. It happens. It happens.
Yeah, very true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes. So I just wanted Gigi to understand that because she is one of my moderators and one of my supporters.
Mm-hmm. I
So
know. I know.
yeah, but what I'm gonna do is let's talk about next week and regarding our two-part series about our community and what we can learn from each other.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Because I mean, me being an islander, and for my fellow Puerto Ricans in New York, the diasporans, we need to connect. We need to connect. We need to talk to each other. It's important. We cannot be divided. This is what I'm always saying. We can't afford to be divided. I know that there are the types. There are the types
Yes.
that would like to say something else. That would like to for us to be like at each other's throats or concentrated on our differences. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Are there differences? Fine, yes, but let's talk about it. Let's not use that as an excuse to be divided, to be away from each other. Okay, do we have differences? Okay, fine. Okay,
Mm,
yes, we do. Let's work through them. That's how I look at
yes.
it. That's how I see
Reason
it.
for that. So that way we who were born in the mainland can learn from people like yourself and Denise,
Hmm.
and you guys can learn from us.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So
I'm looking
and
forward to it. Those little chats are important and necessary. Absolutely.
yeah. So again, Gigi, please do not get mad at me. Said I didn't to delete your comments, but so so the first on
You're
we're gonna
breaking up. You're breaking
your
up.
experiences going to be okay, and then going to share our experiences our experiences with you, and
Okay, I look
hopefully
forward.
we can learn
Yeah.
from each other.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, I think I got what you're saying. It's just that you're still breaking up, so I'm not hearing everything you're saying. Hear a word here and there, but yes, I look forward to that, to to your series.
Yeah. Okay. So you know what I'm going to do is I this stream because very problematic, problematic. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to do. I wasn't planning to do this, but I'm going to be doing another stream tomorrow, and it'll just
Hmm.
be um, open discussion. Hopefully, by
Oh,
then
okay.
the situation, the technical problems.
Yeah, 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 but because something that I
Yeah, because I think
remember.
at this point it makes no sense to that they can. Mm-hmm.
Okay, no, I understand. I understand.
As you were
Okay.
saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In that case, if we're doing a little, if it's giving you so much trouble, but I think there might be something on your backstage if you check. You might have somebody on your
Okay.
backstage.
See the problem is
Let's do the following.
okay.
Let's do the following.
Whoops.
If you wanna shut down, if you
One
wanna shut down your stream,
moment.
can you
Oh
hear me?
God. Give
Can you
me.
hear me?
Yeah.
I'll,
Okay.
let me. I'll
Yeah.
suggest
Okay.
something.
Yeah. I see the.
Let me suggest something. Let's if you want to shut down this stream, and then
Yes.
we'll go to my platform. What do you say?
You know what? Let's do it that way because you know what? This is okay. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Because if I cannot, see Joaquin. Let's see if we. Okay.
I see him.
Okay. You know
I
what?
see you
I
rocking.
think. Okay. Hello. Okay. Good evening.
Rakim, you're
Hey, what's
muted.
going on, guys? How you guys doing?
What's going on, Rakim? Hey, so good here. How about you?
Oh man, I'm doing all right. I'm currently in back in the Nap Town in Indianapolis, working. So hopefully I'll get a chance to make my way back to Illinois sometime today.
Ah, all right, all right.
Okay.
That's good.
So how's everything been going, fellas? First and foremost, I want to say shout out to my boy MK. Happy birthday to you, my guy, and I hope you
Hey,
enjoy.
happy
Hope,
birthday! Happy birthday to you.
hope you
Yeah, yeah.
enjoy. Hope you enjoy your birthday, and I'm wishing you many more. And you know, go out there and try to do something to celebrate this um this limestone in your life.
Yes, yes. All right, all right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just a it's good. It's good that you're on the panel. It's just that I was suggesting to Don Jose because he was having a bit of a difficulty. I was suggesting that maybe we can go to my channel and keep the conversation going, but maybe in kind of like a little bit, just making the suggestion, nothing awkward. It's just that. Uh, I don't know if it has something to do if it has something to do that the connection might be affected because of the time of the day, it being a Friday. Because I remember when I used to use standard dial-up, that would be a problem. The time of the day, many people using dial-up connections at the same time, and it will slow it down. I don't know if with like higher speeds, that is also a thing. That's a new one. I didn't know that. But then again, we're talking about New York City, which is so densely populated and so many people using the connection at the same time that it could actually slow it down. I mean, New York for these things, it can be kind of unique.
Absolutely. In the Big Apple, 5 boroughs, 8 million stories. So that's
Yes.
definitely true. I mean, you could be having technical difficulties at this particular point, and being on the internet these days is like going out on a Friday night. Everybody's on
Uh-huh.
everybody's on the internet right now, so your connection could be having issues because of that. Jose could be surging, up and down, and it depends because sometimes you can buy a package deal for high quality data, and it's no, you're not really getting much for it, and you
Yeah.
can end up still having problems, especially if you deal with cricket, Comcast. So.
Uh,
Oh boy. Okay. I take it you've been talking with Denise. Okay. You know what?
no, no, of course not.
No,
It
I'm
just
talking. I'm
so
talking
happened.
from personal. I'm talking from personal experiences, Jose. I have Comcast. I'm not. I'm talking. I done seen my prices go up significantly on my bills after I had had them with a deal. You see what I'm saying? So I'm
Yeah.
talking about experience. I haven't spoken with Denise about your internet connection. But
Nah.
but
No.
I
We are
think
past that. We are past that. Well, nobody's making fun of you,
yeah,
Jose.
no, nobody's making fun of you. I'm talking about I've been from Comcast to AT&T back to Comcast. So and you always got to threaten them and let them know you're going to leave before they try to work out a deal.
Nah.
They're like,
Yeah.
no, wait. Well, we should be able to get you this. I don't think that's good enough. Now, if you want my business, I think we should
Mm-hmm.
further this negotiation. Oh well, you
Mm-hmm.
know what? Let me get my manager on the line. I'll see what I can do. Yeah, you do
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
that.
Mhm.
No.
so
No.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
And like I say,
Now,
sometimes you can have technical difficulties.
Yeah, don Jose.
yeah. So Rakeem, when are you gonna do another live stream?
I'm gonna try to do it this weekend. I really want to do, my channel. I look at my channel, first and foremost, I just wanted to say this. I came in through Latin Spaces. I have the utmost respect for Latin American culture. You guys know that. A lot of people know that. But
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do a topic, and I'm not going to make my channel about race, but I wanted to cover this topic on why I feel that ADOS and FBA has created and why this energy has been put out there to the extent that it has. Because
Mm-hmm.
just judging based off of the live streams that I've been on, based off of being on here for a couple previous years, and the different things that Tariq says, and I feel like it's dishonesty on both sides,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to be able to cover that being a Black American and view it from a Black American's perspective, a logical thinking person, not somebody that's getting on here just ranting out of emotions because they down on their luck in life and ain't got much else going on but hopping on the internet.
And you know what?
So
That's needed. That's
yeah,
needed. It being touched on from a logical perspective because there is a lot of emotion that is being used. That I don't have a problem. I haven't heard anything from. I really haven't. I really haven't heard anything about from DOS that I will disagree with. I don't have a problem with this. You know that my issue is with the FBA leader, even though
yeah,
he insists on him not being a leader. But if people are following him, if people are donating to him, if people are kind of like repeating what he says and they're doing what he says, then he is their leader. I mean, there is no official or unofficial way to look at it. I mean, and as you know, we have talked about it, Hakeem. I mean, he was somebody that I will follow, that I already knew about. That there was a time when I will actually follow what he did, but
yeah,
it,
because like what you were just saying with that, like it's like when you have the utmost respect for somebody, and
Mm-hmm.
if they turns out to be fraudulent, that really bothers you. That
Yeah.
really that can bother some. Or you see, and it's just like kind of in similar situations. Like I said, it's some things I agree with Tariq, but one thing we have to be understand with certain people, and it's not just Tariq, because I feel like it's been other people that's created this energy that has Tariq has capitalized on. It wasn't, Black Americans didn't just wake up one day and say, we're going to turn on these other groups. A lot of this energy has been reciprocated. But one thing I have to be careful with, and I agree with some of the things Tariq says, but I'm not a surface level thinking type of person. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
able, and with me being able to, I'll do my research and I'll read about some stuff, because it's people that are able to manipulate people's emotions, because they know that a lot of people aren't educated on certain topics, and they
Right.
blend truth with lies.
Yes. Yes.
And,
Yeah.
and people would do that too, because we know a lot of people, and it don't matter what group it is. It's a lot of people that will sit there and listen and say, "Well, it sounds accurate, it sounds intelligent. I'm just going to run with what
Mm-hmm.
he's saying." And if
Mm-hmm.
you know your history and you do your research, there's certain things that won't add up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's all. That's all I got to say.
No, and the thing is that what you just said, it's so much reminded me of something that I did come across on a video that you can look up on, I think, on YouTube, that Tariq was doing a Twitter space, and he kind of like made a comparison, or made it like this very very false. It's a very false equivalency when it came, because he started talking about what happened with Michael Jackson when it came to the business dealings that he made, and how he was able to have ownership stake of the publishing music of a lot of people, and then he tried to make, and how he was being minimized, and they tried to steal from him and try to take what he had and all of that, and he tried to make the false equivalency of the whole thing when hip hop started in the Bronx, and how people like us tried to steal tried to steal the whole thing about the culture from Black Americans. He actually went there. He actually went there trying to make a false equivalency when it came to that. Because what he was saying about Michael Jackson, that was actually correct. I don't disagree with it. I mean, he made a business dealing directly with the people in Japan and their own Sony Music, and he had an ownership stake on the publishing rights of several people. It wasn't just Elvis Presley or the Beatles. That's why he had that follow with Paul McCartney. I'm aware of all of that. I'm aware of it, and but he tried to make the false equivalency by the same way that somebody tried to steal something from Michael Jackson. That people like myself, people like us, Hispanics, particularly us Puerto Ricans, were trying to steal hip hop culture from Black Americans, which is a blatant lie. I mean, today we don't really own it. We don't own it today. I mean, if there is a gripe as to who owns hip hop, who owns rap music. You will have to, somebody like him will have to take it up with someone else. But the
I mean,
participation of people like us, that was there from the beginning, and you know it.
absolutely, and I would definitely say it's some truth, and it's some false, and it's some things that's false with that, because yes, Puerto Ricans were in the Bronx, particularly at that time, and that's when the Puerto Rican migration was heavy in the East Coast coming from the islands. That is true that Puerto Ricans were there from the beginning. And my
Mm.
personal opinion, based off of the research that I've done, because of course I'm a big hip hop head, I've always grew, and like you said, it's up to who owns it. And right now, as far as the business aspect, neither of the groups own it. Once hip hop
Exactly.
has become commercialized, it has become a separate thing. Have Puerto Ricans contributed to the hip hop culture in especially at that particular time, because hip hop was different from what it is today. Hip hop, well, most people look at hip hop now today as rap, because it has been commercialized and spread throughout the Midwest, the South, and the West Coast. But at that particular time, it was the 5 elements, which was DJing, MCing, breakdancing, master ceremonies, and I forgot the 5th element. But like, have Puerto Ricans contributed to hip hop? Absolutely. Did Puerto Ricans influence hip hop? That's where I beg to differ. And the only reason I say that is because they've interviewed multiple people that was involved at the time, and they said that they have gotten flack from other Puerto Ricans in the beginning and say, why are you doing that black people's music? Because it was something that was going on, because hip hop at that particular time derived from soul music, and it derived from the James Brown era and different things like that. And as Puerto Ricans, of course, living in the same areas as Black Americans, a lot of them got involved and became a part of the culture. And by the 1980s, Puerto Ricans was highly involved in the culture, and so and that was the only elements of the Caribbean at that time. And then later on, the Jamaicans, as far as that rapping in patois and different elements, that became a part of New York hip hop. But in the beginning, DJ Kool Herc migrated from Jamaica, but his mentors were Black American, because he came from Jamaica at a time where he was 14, I believe, 13 or 14, and he joined the 5%ers, the Nation of Gods on Earth, in New York City, and he was heavily influenced by them, and he incorporated a lot of the elements from Black Americans within his music, because at that particular time, reggae was not there. Reggae was not as prevalent in the States, because it wasn't a large West Indian population. Majority of the West Indians started to come in about the late 70s to 80s and different things at that time. Most of the dynamic at that time, the racial dynamic in New York City, as far as minorities go, was Black Americans and Puerto Ricans. So, but that's just based off of what I've seen. I'm not saying that I'm accurate, but based off of from what I've seen. You've even had Fat Joe in the interview said that his dad didn't want him doing hip hop. He said, "Why are you doing that's nothing but black guys. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that music?" And it was some Puerto Ricans that said that it was jungle music at that particular time. Charlie Chase said he was getting flack from both sides. So, but by the 1980s came, there was a lot of Puerto Ricans that was involved. As far as Marky D, he was a member of the Fat Boys. You had, of course, Charlie Chase DJing. You had Crazy Legs and the Rocksteady crew. You had a few other people. So by the 1980s was when we started seeing it, when it was more documented. But at the particular time in the early stages, it was mostly Black American, based off of what I've researched and what I've seen.
Okay, excuse me. Gigi was trying to hop on the panel. I don't know what happened. Let's see if we can bring her on. Just give me a moment. Good evening, Gigi.
Hey, Golden. We can't hear you.
What's up, Gigi? How you doing?
What's going on, girl? We can't hear you. Maybe I'm the only one. Yeah.
No, I can't hear. I can't hear either. Maybe she might be going through one of them tunnels or something.
It could be.
Yeah, I don't know if you're muted, girl. Check that out.
It could be that she's using her phone.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she might be on the road, but I don't know. I can't hear her.
Well, you know what? Okay, I just want to mention that JoJo stated that groups like Tribe Called Question is the hip hop where the masterpiece group True is rap.
Well, you can say that, because let's take out group for group, for example, for a while. Let's be honest, when it comes to Black people and Latin people in New York, they shun a lot of other rap music. If it wasn't for New York, they wasn't trying to listen to it. And
no, I can understand. I can understand many of the parents having a concern for it, but from my understanding, if you look at the old movies, like was it Beat Street or Breaking,
Wild Style?
Yeah, it was the kids. The kids were part of it. I understand.
No,
Yeah.
I was talking from the perspective in like the '90s. I was talking both blacks and Puerto Ricans, and hip hop didn't accept. In New York, didn't accept other regions of rap. You know, I remember Scarface doing the interview saying things that, like, you know, I remember calling up to New York telling them I wanted to be a rapper. I was from Houston, Texas, and they hung up the phone on me. Of course, Outkast being booed in at the Source Awards in '95 when they was like,
Oh,
you know
really?
what,
Oh,
y'all,
really? But
yeah,
yeah,
they
they are
got
from
you
Atlanta,
can look it up,
ATL. I
yeah,
didn't
they
know that.
hold, they got booed. That's why uh, a lot of people end up holding that sentiment when it came to New York because you know people they were saying you know people from the South they was country they was ignorant that's not real hip hop and Pimp C said it in the interview he was saying you know they used to hate on us because you know we didn't have subways that was you know marked up with graffiti or we wasn't walking
Oh,
around with our half one pants leg up and everything.
Okay.
And you know,
oh,
we used to look up to New York till it came to a point where we were just like, man, forget them, man. We don't want to be down with them no more. Because a lot
Okay.
of New Yorkers look down on
oh, I see.
other elements of hip hop. It was considered at one point just New York culture.
Okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
Excuse me. Excuse me. We just lost Gigi again. I think she's saying that she was having trouble with her Wi-Fi. Now I did put
Yeah.
in I did put in the link one more time. Um, Gigi, if you if you're able, log on. If you're not able, I understand because apparently I'm not the only one that's having Wi-Fi trouble.
Yeah, yeah. No, that yeah. Okay, she'll. I'm sure she'll give it a try. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Because well, then again, when it comes to the '90s, I was in the island, so I wasn't aware of all of those details, and but I was aware of the how the West Coast started to make a come up, and there was a little bit with the whole Houston thing, where
Ghetto
in the
Boys, yeah.
Texas with the Ghetto Boys, and
Really, the Ghetto Boys is the people that put the South on the map. They
right,
put the South on the map because there wasn't a lot of Southern hip hop at that time, and you can hear it when Willie D rap. You can hear their Southern accent, and of
yeah,
course up here in the Midwest, we loved them because we our peoples came from the South. Most
hmm,
same thing in New York as well, regarding like Black Americans, but New York was such a different environment because it was so urban and it was so like um different. Oh wait, let me read Puerto Rican.
yeah. You can read it out.
Oh,
Hey, Gigi,
I
Gigi,
think
let's see if
yeah,
we can hear her. Gigi, can you
I
hear us?
think
Can you
that
speak up?
some of the arguments of African Americans are having with other
Yeah.
groups is a little ridiculous when they are more
Okay.
important issues within the community to deal with. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, Pamela. Definitely, I understand where you're coming from, and to a degree, I definitely agree. But part of that is due to the fact that um, unfortunately, and this is not a group thing, this is people within the groups like to downplay African American accomplishments and like to constantly disrespect African Americans' uh, culture and influence, but while actively participating in it. And that has been a problem from the beginning. And a lot of that derived from the fact too that a lot of Black American stuff has been historically stolen and replastered and repackaged into somebody else's, and that is another thing that a lot of people, like for instance, you have a, oh no, well they didn't invent rock and roll, they didn't do this, and a lot of that, and people will say we didn't build nothing, we didn't create nothing, we didn't do anything, and a lot of people want to believe that narrative because of a lot of the times they have a anti-black sentiment that they really do, and for whatever the reason that may be, could be jealousy, it could be just outright hatred, but we can't deny that, and I think it's been, and that's why you're seeing the energy. Though I don't agree with it, I don't sit here and hawk on that type of stuff, and I don't disrespect anybody's groups. But for a person that's not that's not more um, detailed in their thinking
Hmm.
process, they're gonna start receiving that energy.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting point, Puerto Rican. Thank you very much.
Yeah, shout out to Pamela. Pamela's been here from the beginning.
Yeah.
Shout out to her, and she's a very, and like I say, we have to separate people that can actually have convo and dialogue from people that's just on YouTube that just want to say whatever just because they have a slew of people that agree with them, and it just mudsling.
Yeah.
Because mudslinging is fun for some people. It can be entertaining. Mudslinging can be entertaining, but at the end of the day, those are not people that's going to be in the room when. Those are not people that's going to be in the room when it's time to get stuff done. Those are the people that's going to be following the people that's doing the stuff to get done.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to acknowledge the fact, excuse me, that now 7 people watching the stream, and I just want to say thank you very much for all the patience that you have shown me with all my technical difficulties. Thank you very much. So.
But yeah, I definitely love for Oh, I'm sorry, Jose. Go right ahead.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the link one more time. After that, in a few minutes, I'm going to end the stream because I want Ramon to have his time. Because I know it could be hard when you are a new YouTube creator to try to deal with all the people that doing streams at the same time.
Yeah, yes, it's just the timing. I know that it's a Friday night and the timing is it's not the best because I know that there are different people that want to do their streams, but this is something that I do want to touch on, and I do want to have people come on over and have their say, because this isn't something that I may be that knowledgeable, so I can stand corrected. I don't care. I'm not trying to come from a position of me knowing anything. I want to hear from people. So
and see, that's the thing. Oh, I'm sorry, Ramon. Didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just saying that's the thing. Real people that are looking to have dialogue don't have an ego.
Oh yeah.
We can admit if we're right or if we're wrong about something. You got some people that just say things like, oh well, I'm gonna stick to my guns on being wrong because then that's just how it is because they do it, so I'm going to do it, and I see where that comes from because in some cases matching energy, like it's just like if you grow up in the hood, you try to rationalize things, but some people don't want rationalization, and you're like, all right, man. All right, you want to get stupid? I can get stupid with you. If this is what's gonna get respect, if you if you hit hard, don't get mad if I hit hard. And I can get that to an extent, but for the most part, anybody that's an adult that has the ability to articulate themselves and articulate their issues to other people that's willing to understand that, then that's the type of dialogue that we should have because
Right. Yeah. So I'm gonna set things up to start sending out the link for later. We're talking about less than an hour from now. But I'm not saying that for you to end anything, Don Jose.
Okay, it's just that Gigi's here now. Let's see if she's able to resolve her internet issue.
Hey,
and
Golden.
I'm gonna add someone else. Good evening, Jojo and Gigi.
Hey guys, so I know that you're about to end the stream really soon, Jose, but hey, I just had to pop on here and say great discussion, everybody. I enjoyed it, even though I was just in the backwoods. But thank you, Rakeem, for your input on things. And I don't know whether you saw my comment and the comment threads below, but I guess the topic drifted into like Afro-American inventions or things along those lines. But I actually just dropped down some facts about actual Black African inventions or just successful kingdoms such as Timbuktu, Guinea, and Gal, which all rose under the Songhai Empire. And it was actually a successful empire that was exclusively run and dominated by African kings. So That's another fact that a lot of people miss, either because they just probably harbor too many racist sentiments, or they just want to stay cooped up in their echo chambers.
No, you
Absolutely.
can't, and you can't count too much on the on the media over here, because what you're gonna hear is the woman king and things like that. And apparently, that's being given so much attention right now, because there is this movie that is coming out that is called The Woman King. It obviously is based on the Dahomey female warriors, and I've seen the trailer, and it's a bunch of BS, interracial stuff going on there. I mean, just the trailer alone, I'm like, unbelievable. But that has led me to do a little reading as to the actual history of the Dahomey. The Dahomey were the female the female warriors, the female protectors of the king. That is what inspired the Dora Milaje characters in Black Panther. And but then again, it's a Hollywood movie. The women are the ones who are important there. I mean, the king that made him out to be this kid that needs to be taken care of by the women. From what I get from the trailer, I mean, I'm not saying that I know anything about it, but that's the impression that I'm getting from the trailer. And that's kind of like what is being given the attention a lot right now, because there is that movie and the next Black Panther movie, which is gonna be focused on the women, because that's where it was going anyway. I mean, I saw that from the first movie that they were gonna go there, that they were gonna focus more on the women. But yeah, go on, guys.
Okay, it looks like we just lost Jojo. I was about to share with him, the purpose of of this platform. We're here. We talk about things that we try to find resolutions for, and unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to share that with him before
And
he.
and and one thing I just wanted to say, guys, and I think we understand this, especially all three of us. For some people, it's just fun. People just look at it as fun to be ignorant. Let's just keep it. It's fun for us, not so much, because we all know us as adult men, us as having to make an income. We know that we have stuff to lose. Like, don't get me wrong, I can get ignorant, man. I can get stupid, like, because I'm from the hood, man. I grew up right in the heart of South Side Chicago, and I don't want to, because of course I got things that I can lose. But when it comes to roasting, and when it comes to saying ignorant stuff, I can hurt people's feelings. Just like, but who wants to be like that? But for a lot of people on YouTube, this is just man, you don't. It's a lot of people that are not normal on YouTube. It's a lot of people that are intellectually dishonest. There's a lot of people that want to manipulate, and we got to keep it a buck. It's some people that don't want to, but they're forced to side on a certain side based off the type of energy that they're receiving. And it's just like every element that you have to cover. And shout out to you, JoJo, because yes, I am a big factor of history. I love learning about history, because if you don't understand history, it's doomed to repeat itself. I told my boy Ramon, when I was a kid, my first introduction to history outside of Black history was the island of Puerto Rico, because of my grandmother who visited the island, and of course she dealt with a lot of the stateside Puerto Ricans here in Chicago. So I started, as I got older, I just remember her talking about, I went to Louisa, I went to Humacao, I went to Bayamon, and it's so pretty there on the island. And she would say things like, baby, the water is blue. Like, she would say, she would say things like that, like, versus here in the States where, beaches like beaches in Brooklyn and different places in the city, well, the water is great due to pollution and different things. It's not like being in a tropical island such as Puerto
Mm-hmm.
Rico and in the Caribbean. So I started, as I got older, I started researching my history on the island, and I don't know the full culture. I just know surface level stuff, but just the idea of the Taínos. Of course, the island was one of the first islands that was colonized in the New World by the Spanish, and of course, they tried to enslave the Taínos first, but a lot of the Taínos died off from diseases that the Europeans brought, and the
Yeah, and
majority
the
that was able.
mistreatment.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yep,
Yeah.
and the majority that
The
and
mistreatment
the
because
ones.
they were enslaved, or the ones that died fighting back, or the enslavement, or the diseases, because they didn't have. They were contrary to what they will say, were that the Taínos were they were very clean people. They bathe regularly in the rivers. They will swim in the rivers, which is fresh water. So they kept
Exactly.
themselves quite clean. There were some of the colonizers that actually said that
But you know,
that the Taínos were immortal because they were always bathing in the
I
river.
mean,
I mean, of course,
but
the
you know,
Okay.
European will
but you,
say that.
yeah, and you know what? I just wanted to say this too, Ramon, because for anybody that has logical thinking skills, let's say if I was standing in the middle of the island, like on a beach or something, just by
Mhm.
looking at the water and just by looking at the way things grow, you can kind of think back then of how people live, just geographically wise, just looking at things, just looking at the climate. You get what I'm saying? And because one thing I've seen that tends to be a strategy of people in the Caribbean was the ones that was able to escape, they went into the mountains.
Mhm.
Like the Tainos that was able to escape went into the mountains, just like the natives in Cuba and Jamaica and Haiti and the DR all ran into the mountains if they was able to get away. Just like the Maroons, of course, in Jamaica, the Africans that ran into the mountains because the mountains was the mountains. It was hard to try to get to that terrain. Like, damn, he got away. I ain't about to go out. I ain't about to go up there after him. So
Mhm.
Okay.
like,
Excuse me, but my Wi-Fi is acting up again. So at this point, I'm just gonna end it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna redo this stream tomorrow.
Mhm.
Um, okay, so it'll be done in the afternoon, say 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, because it is what it is. First of all, I
Yeah.
just want to give a huge shout out to everyone on the chat and everyone who, even with all the crazy technical difficulties, that stay and watch the stream. And again, I do apologize. So what we're going to do is we're going to take closing remarks. Guys, please don't make it long-winded. So I'm going. No, because my Wi-Fi is going and it's acting up, and
I know. I know. It's all right.
okay. So we're gonna take quick closing remarks, starting with the intro Boricua. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate, of course, as usual. I appreciate you letting me be on your panel and let me chime in and share my perspective on the subject. I mean, well, there were more than one subject. It was an open discussion, as it is titled. But I appreciate you letting me be on your panel, and definitely let's continue this. You said that you were continuing this tomorrow. Let's do that. Let's do that. Not much else to say. I appreciate you letting me on your panel.
Thank you. So we're gonna try this again tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock
Yes, sure thing. You
Central
went out.
Standard Time. Tonight, there's not going to
Mhm.
be very much, Ramon, for your. Okay, take care. Okay. Now we're going to go to the 18th letter and his final remarks.
My final remarks. Thanks a lot, Jose, for allowing me back on your platform. Shout out to everybody. Thanks for shout out to JoJo for bringing through that comment. Shout out to Gigi, and yeah, like I ain't really got much else to say. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Thank you once again for allowing me to voice my opinion on your platform, and That's all I got to say.
Okay, so thank you. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock your time. If not, well, you'll catch it on the playback.
Yeah, facts.
All right. So thank you very much. Have a good evening. Now I'm going to give you my final words. Again, I do apologize for all the technical difficulties, and I just want to say thank you very much for all your patience that you have shown me and everything like that. We're going to do this again tomorrow, uh, 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The whole purpose of this open discussion is to talk about multiple things and just to choose a fact. And of course, I do appreciate everybody that has made their presence felt. And again, I just want to give a huge shout out for all the patients shared with me regarding my technical difficulties. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end it. We're going to resume this tomorrow. Hopefully by then we won't have the same problems. So of course, we're going to close the same way that I always close. Do not let the errors of the past damage your future. And we must do everything possible. Okay. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. So we must do everything possible to minimize our contact with the mentally and intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do so, we'll be affected by the stupidity and mass insanity. This has been another, albeit technical issue of uncommon sense. And I wish all of you a pleasant good night. Take care and peace.